Hello, welcome to a new video. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the most overpowered team I have ever used, I feel like. It is ridiculous. It took me 22 minutes to do 13 battles with this team, which showcases how insane this team is in terms of damage output. Yes, it is the most toxic team that you can run. Don't get me wrong, it is very toxic. But it's so good. Like, I climbed up a lot of elo, like a lot of elo. I wasn't too sure in the beginning because my first battle, which you're gonna see every single battle is in here today, otherwise I would have not even been able to get it up to like 30 minutes here. Like, I did 13 battles here today, and we had 13 minutes total time. And like, I sped up the gameplay way less than usual. I don't know, like, but like you see already, first battle already over, we're not even a minute into the video, it is madness. So yeah, we're going to have Crocodile on the lead. We're going to talk a little bit about different Pokemon that you can use as well here for this team if you want to build for yourself as well. So stay tuned for this one. And also, if you enjoy toxic teams, feel free to leave a like. If you don't enjoy toxic teams, feel free to leave a like. Thanks. Doesn't matter. Please just do, like, support the channel. Would really appreciate it. It really means a lot to me. So please support the channel for free. Thanks so much. Anyway, we're going to take a look here at how strong this team is. I'm just so happy about this team. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I know a lot of people are kind of annoyed about like toxic teams and all. It's gonna make the meta completely stale or whatever. But I'm just happy to try out those really toxic strategies. I'm sorry, maybe it's just me. But as you're gonna see here against the opponent here, having the shirt for winning a regional, it doesn't matter if you want a regional, if you're going to have to battle against Shadow Gardevoir. Like, it literally doesn't matter. As you're gonna see as well, Shadow Gardevoir just says goodbye and we can move on to the next opponent. It is so easy to play this team, by the way. Like, it is so easy to play this team. As you're gonna see here, the next opponent is going to have Claydol, which kind of gives us also an opportunity to talk about different options for the team. We're going to have here as a different option for our lead, Claydol. You should use Claydol as well. Claydol is most likely a bit better than Crocodile because Claydol has the option to survive moves, which Crocodile a lot of times doesn't have. But yeah, Claydol definitely going to be an interesting choice there. And then for Hery, you could also decide to go ahead and go for the say-swap of Rapidash, which is not as toxic, by far not as toxic, but might be a little bit better as well than Hery. Hery I was not too happy about. I feel like out of the Pokemon, Hery is like the one that I would change, and most likely go for Rapidash. I think Rapidash has a little bit more potential in this matter, and makes you a little bit less clunky. You have a little bit of pressure with the opponent with that one. But anyway, as you will see against this opponent, we're going to be able to go for a charge move, Brick Break coming through. We're going to get the drop of the defense, and look at this, how much damage the Hery does against the opponent's Gastrodon. It's ridiculous. Oh wow, Morpeko, I'm so scared. Maybe actually gonna lose against him, who knows. But Morpeko against the team, we have a Mud Slipper, we have two Charmers. It's a bit tricky. I would say it's a bit tricky for them. Not too sure on how this is gonna go for the Morpeko. But anyway, we're going to see here the opponent's Claydol against us. So we're going to use a shield against the opponent. It's going to be a Scorching Sand, hoping for no debuff on us, and we can go for a Crunch. You kind of want to keep your Crocodile alive. If there's going to be a poison user in the back, it can be a bit tricky if you don't have your Crocodile alive. And so what we're going to do here is we're going to swap out into our Gardevoir. I'm going to get the attack drop here, which I actually didn't even see, which makes now more sense as well, where the opponent's Morpeko actually going to be able to knock us out here. Because we're going to see it in a later video, and how much, like later, yeah, gameplay here. Basically, we're going to see how much damage actually Charm going to be able to do against Morpeko from a Shadow Gardevoir. It is very funny. But as you will see here, the opponent is going to have an Annihilate in the back, and you might think, oh, it's great for me, you're going to have a Charmer. We're actually going to lose against this team that has a double weakness to Charm, just mainly because of a bit of unluck, to be fair, but it is fine. It is what it is here. As you're going to see, the opponent made a great play there with their Rock Tomb Claydol, and we can move on to the next opponent. To be fair, I'm fairly certain that Rock Tomb and Claydol might be even better than Ice Beam. Rock Tomb allows you to just drop the opponent's attack, which I feel like has more use than Ice Beam, which is just solely also for Man Buzz. So I feel like that would be an interesting one anyway. Here we're running the tech move of Brick Break. Brick Break as a tech move, if you have literally fast move pressure on everything, is ridiculous. The amount of times where I was able to just go for a Brick Break and then charm them down with the Shadow Gardevoir is madness. I love this team so much because of this, and as you can see here, the opponent going to go ahead, go for the charge move with a Claydol, but they still have to use a shield against the triple Axle, which can boost my attack as well. So we have options to boost our attack and drop the opponent's defense, which is a madness. Like, it is just madness on how good this team is. You're gonna be able here to go into our Crocodile And I'm going to decide to use no shield here, I think, because I feel like charming down makes more sense depending on what they're going to have in the back. Let's see what it's going to be here as we're going to be able to farm them down. What it's going to be in the back. It's going to be that Moltres in the back. And let's see how that's going to go. I actually still remember this one because this was the first battle I did. It's going to be a draw. So, next opponent, let's see what they have. Here we're going to have a great lead of a Drapion against us. We can take a hit, we can go for those Mudslaps, and as we will see as well, Mudslap is doing a lot of damage against the opponent, doing a really nice damage, and we will see the swap out into the Mandibuzz. Here you have to be a bit careful, because this really depends on how the opponent is going to play that. I think to get to an aerial ace, I think you need 5 and then 4 fast moves, and this makes it a little bit tricky because here the opponent went for an extra fast move, but I'm faced and they would have had an aerial ace already, and so I decided to go for the triple axel. Maybe at the end of the day it wasn't ideal, but I feel like it was still the better play in the kind of way it was in the current time. But as we will see, we're still going to be able to get a ton of damage onto the opponent's Claydol thanks to the boosted Shadow Charm on them, and yeah, we will have the Ice Beam coming through. We're gonna see the swap into Drapion, and again, we can go for that Brick Break. And Brick Break makes it so nice for Mudslap to do so much damage here, and it is down to Charm basically. If we're going to be able to charm them down here, we're going to be fine. Let's see if this is gonna work out for us. 1, 2, goodbye Drapion, winning us this battle. And yes, I know, it's the most toxic team here, but it's so strong. Like, we went 5-0 with this team as well in one set. It was ridiculous. So, next opponent, we're going to have a Mandibuzz in the lead. Oh great, we're going to swap out here into the Drapion. Not every battle is going to work out. This is something that you're going to see there as well. There are going to be teams with like Mandibuzz lead, say swap, some poison type, other poison type in the back. Those teams are just not really beatable, which is totally okay, I feel like. But as we will see here, we're still going to try our best. We have to let the move go through, and we have to hope that we're going to be able to fully farm them down in time here. But as we will see, we are not going to be able to do this. They can still go for another awkward tail. They have to rely on my Gardevoir to win the battle. And I think this is actually one of my favorite ones, because as we'll see here, it's all down to Gardevoir. First KO already with Gardevoir, they go back into the Mandibuzz, and you might think, why would they do this? Why would they decide to go into a Mandibuzz if they have a Pokemon in the back still that maybe is not as weak to it, so it must be even weaker in the back? And to be fair, I should have went for the triple axel here already. This was a mistake that I didn't go for it yet. As we will now see what they are going to have in the back. It's going to be the Morpeko. And I can go for the triple axel now, which I should have went definitely before already. And this is going to allow us to boost our own attack. And with this, we can two-shot them from, nearly full health, which is kind of ridiculous. Next opponent, we're going to see Rapidash here. Rapidash is going to be a great Pokemon for us to face, at least with our Charmers. We can take a hit and we see so much damage on them already. It is great to play some toxic lines. And also we're going to be able to use a shield, align ourselves. They should not be able to get for any charge move anymore against any of our Pokemon because we can just farm them down. Now he's about into a Mandibuzz. And what they're also going to do here, they're going to go ahead and go for a shield against this Power Whip, spoiler alert, which is really good for us. As we only had resisted moves, it's really cool to get the shield there. I can use a shield here if I want to against the opponent's Mandibuzz as well, which I will. It's going to be a Dark Pulse, which is really great for us because Dark Pulse takes a lot of energy. And so we can go for the full farm down, which we would have not been able to do if they went for the Aerial Ace instead. And now we're going to see what it's going to be in the back. It's going to be the Rapidash again, and they decide to forfeit now. It is mad on how good this team is. Like, this team is so good. We're gonna see the swap, we're gonna see the swap, of course, here from us into our Hatterene, and they swap out into the Quillfish, and they said they have Poison Jab, and this is going to be such a difficult time for us. And basically, what I will see here as well is I would imagine that this team, mostly with Claydol more likely, is going to be everywhere soon. And I would imagine that the opponent's team of having basically Mandibuzz, Double Poison is going to be everywhere soon as well. Basically, those two counter teams going to most likely coexist, and then we just need something in between that can beat both of them. I'm not too sure if this is going to really be the case with any of the teams, but I have some ideas already, so definitely stay tuned here. Sadly, I'm not going to be able to win this battle. So, next opponent. Like, it's not that it's only me who runs Charm here. The opponent is also running Charm. They're going to have a Charm Gardevoir here. That's how they're going to be able to align themselves, which is actually really unfortunate, as we will not be able to align ourselves, which would have been great because they're going to have a Wobbuffet here. And they have Charm Wobbuffet. And this is a Pokemon I would really want to try out as well. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like this Pokemon has so much potential. I think it's such a funny Pokemon. And do you think with Charm it's actually going to work out quite well? The issue is usually with Wobbuffet, counter got nerfed, and with that it's not really as great. But as we will see here, we're going to be able to farm down at the same time. In comes Eagle late, and to be fair, yeah, there was not a lot that I can do here. We barely lose, but against a triple Charm team. And I do understand why people maybe don't like the meta, but like here's the thing as well. If I don't make the video as well, people will also figure it out. Like, it's not rocket science to try out the most toxic team. This is in my top team video as well. And it's not that there's no counterplay to this one as well here. I would imagine that also Charmers and Elite was going to be very common very soon, because it's going to allow you to beat most likely the Mud Slappers here, as well as the Mandibus, which is going to be like the most common leads currently. But still, I do think that this is something that people would figure out anyway. Like, double Charm is something that's been around the entire time, so while very later going to get some comment section comments in the comment section saying that they don't really like that I showcase those teams. I do know this, don't get me wrong, but I like it. Like, I do stuff on the channel as well that I like to do, and I just like to do trolling like this. Like, you have to understand, like for me, I had the most amount of entertainment just doing those battles, and you know maybe, oh, it's kind of funny because like it's just fast move beatdown, why is it so entertaining for you? Like, having battles done in like a minute, like there were battles literally that took 50 seconds to decide who wins the battle, is great, because at the end of the day, you have way more free time, you still get the same amount of rewards, you're still gonna do your battles with that. I just like when teams are very, very fast, and of course, sadly, the thing in Pokemon Go is toxic teams are the fastest one, and so it's kind of a dilemma here, I guess, but I just really enjoy this team a lot here. Again, I can really recommend you to give this team a try. I think it's a great team to run. I think it's a not fair team, don't get me wrong. I don't think this team is fair whatsoever, but I definitely think it's going to be a team that works out really, really well for you as well. This is, by the way, the longest battle that I had here, which is most likely around, yeah, total of like 2 minutes and 20 seconds, maybe, like in real time. And as we will see here, the opponent is going to have the Drapion getting to the move. It's down now to our Crocodile against the opponent's Mandibus. They're going to have Aerial Ace. We still have a shield. Now it's going to go down to if I'm going to get some crunch debuffs or not. I was thinking of going for the other move here that gives me a guaranteed debuff and like a neutral with a Brick Break, but I think crunch does more damage totally. But as you will see, the crunch is coming through again. It is not going to get the debuff again, but we can still farm them all the way down. If we use a shield here, we win the battle. We use a shield, we win the battle. And we can move on to the final battle of today's video, which is going to be also the battle that, yeah, we're going to see it anyway. We're going to see here the Skuntank coming in. We have the Mandibus coming in as well. Great lead, great save swap. We have to use a shield here, but I'm totally okay with that. I don't really mind this one at all. We will see the Aerial Ace coming through, which is not really ideal for us, but as we will see, we can go still for the full farm down. We can go for then an Ice move there against the Triple Excel against the opponent's lead, which is going to be great for us as well. The Skuntank comes back in here again, exactly, and so this is going to do a ton of damage, or they use a shield, they decide to let the move go through, which I feel like is a mistake, because now one Mud Step is going to be enough. Oh wow, the opponent has 2 shields, but you know what I have? I have Brick Break, and Annihilate is going to be able to double resist this move. But it is not about the damage, it's about the effect, and this is all that I really care about, because now Charm is doing way more damage, and this is going to be it for this video. We're going to be able to claim now the set, and as you can see here, I went 5-0 at 3056 MMR, getting me up definitely quite high, which you're going to see as well. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I will see you then. Bye bye.